few people named Marley, actually.
Okay.
We actually went to school with 2 Marleys.
Okay. And so is that someone that, so when he said Marley's, did you know what he was talking about?
Not instantly, no. Marley's is lived at in that
When I'm talking, you
location.
don't interrupt, okay?
I was answering.
When these messages you're seeking to introduce now are messages that between you and a former lover or boyfriend or whatever, and you're asking him questions about whether or not he remembers the ghost that supposedly, and you're asking him to give you evidence that you can use, he can come in and testify, but you cannot use his statements in a text message as a means of being able to establish what he would say otherwise. So I sustain the objection. This is not admissible as well. You have
They
another
not use
document.
They have. Can I ask a question also? Because I would like to know, because almost every one of their evidence is text messages that they didn't bring somebody in. That was text message. They didn't bring somebody in to testify that was.
But those were text messages involving you, and it included statements that you were making.
These are
But
testifying.
what the problem with the last document that I sustained their objection to is that you were seeking to introduce what he says by making self-serving statements of your own. You're saying, you're asking him questions about this ghost situation in any event.
Well, I was just want to know, because they said that in her report, she has as fact that I was evicted, but she has no proof or anything. So that's technically hearsay from Terry Lynn, but it was able to be sustained in court. And that's why I'm curious about
A
it.
report is not evidence. It's simply a report by the guardian ad litem assigned to it. And you need to understand, while I'm willing to try to give you some guidance, you're on your own. You've had the opportunity to hire a lawyer. You have not been quiet. You have not done so. And as a result of that, you're bound by the same rules of evidence that the other side is bound by. So if you have an objection to any of their others, you should make it. If you don't, then we need to go forward with what else you want to hear, what else you want to produce.
I had to provide a lawyer for myself. I didn't have my mom paying for it like he did, and I had to find a job because I wasn't allowed to have a job while I married to
I
him.
don't need you to explain anything. I'm simply stating you've been given an opportunity to hire counsel. You're not entitled to appointed counsel, and as a result of that, all right, so here we have a statement or a text message that is from Dylan, and this is from Dylan to you.
It is from Dylan to me.
All right, that would be admissible because it's a statement of a party opponent, and it's on November the 9th. What is it you're asking? Why is this relevant? This is the one where it says, what do I need to do because I'm about to freeze to death?
That is where he left me for hours in a parking lot at Dollar General in 37-degree weather to go hang out at his mom's house and to do things at his mom's.
Okay. I'll mark that as the next. We'll make these a collective. Any that I will allow that one. This is another message from Dylan to you, April 19th. What does this one show? Why is it relevant? Well, this is the same one that you had talked about earlier, where it says that Mr. Boyd was talking about him and Hammy were about to microdose some mushrooms from Marley's and go. I don't think we've made that an exhibit. Did we make that an exhibit?
And this is where this one is, yes.
I'm going to make these a collective. These would be admissible.
This is one where I am basically begging him to just be a dad or a part of the family, and he's telling me I should, and where after he had tried to throw me to the ground, and he's saying that I should just have him arrested and all this, and then
What does this show in this series that you feel like is relevant?
this is where they're talking about that I've been the one showing abuse and neglect and stuff throughout it, and this is him admitting to the fact that he was actually doing that, and that he was admitting to not being there as a parent or as a spouse, and also throwing me to the ground, trying to throw me to the ground. physically.
I'll allow those to be exhibited.
Eh.
We're making a collective exhibit, so I'm not actually, it's
Which one
going
was
to be
that?
collective exhibit 10.
All three of them? So the one is where they're saying Aiden doesn't smile, and that's what we get out of Aiden all the time, and how Colin and Aiden don't hang out, and that's what they're like all the time. They right up each other's butts almost all the time. And then the other one is a photo of my back after Dylan once, at one of the times he forced sex upon me while 3 feet away from our son. And that's the reason why our son would ask why he'd hurt me at night.
All right, I'm going to take this set of text message photos and make them a collective exhibit 10, is that what you said? Then the next document you're asking are 2 photos, one of 2 boys laying on a couch.
Yeah, they're laying on the bed, shit hanging out, very annoyed that mom came to take a photo and bother them, but that's them all the time. They're either
This-
playing Roblox, outside playing, building forts, playing up on the trampoline.
All right, this is the one I'm talking about. This
That's
is-
the kids that they say don't get along and can't play and play together.
We will mark that
That's
as
them.
exhibit 12, 11. And then you had another photograph of a child.
Smiling, they say Aiden doesn't smile anymore, but this is what we get all the time. This
And
is
this is
Aiden all the
Aiden?
time. Yes, sir, Aiden all the time.
Mark
Big old
this.
happy smile.
We'll mark this as a part of the collective exhibit 11. And then this other photograph is of,
It's my back after Dylan forced sex upon me while 3 feet away from our son, as he did multiple times, especially closer to the end of our relationship this
how
past year.
did the red marks on your
That's from
back?
his arm.
We'll mark this as exhibit 12. Can you keep up? All right. Anything else that you want to?
No, sir.
So that concludes all of the exhibits. Is there anything else you want to say before we allow the other side to cross-examine you again? So,
I'd like to also correct the thing, because I said it was I don't know if somebody heard me say that it was a 2-bedroom house we lived in, but it's technically a 4-bedroom house, and have another room put to it also. I don't know if maybe I didn't know if that got put in as it's a 2-bedroom house, but it is a 4-bedroom house with 2 bathrooms.
all right. But currently, are they all 4 being used as bedrooms?
One of them is going to be used as Aiden's bedroom. It is not being used as a bedroom right now because Aiden has not been cleared to stay there, but it will be used as Aiden's bedroom completely.
Miguel, you wish to ask any additional questions based on her testimony up to this point?
Are there 2 rooms being used as bedrooms right now?
There are 3 rooms out of 4
Right
rooms.
now, are there 2
3
rooms?
rooms being used as bedrooms right now out of 4 bedrooms.
Okay, so you're in the master. The Armstead's children are where?
Colin is in Colin's room. Bella is in her own room. And Lillian will be in Bella's room. She is in a crib right now.
Where had Aiden stayed?
Aiden will have the 4th room.
Okay. And has he stayed overnight there in the past?
He has had 2 sleepovers before this whole thing even started with Colin, with little Colin.
Not since you've moved, so since
No,
you've moved
since
into
I've
the
been in
house,
there,
he's
he has
not?
not slept over there.
Okay. Back to your Exhibit 10, there's a text message between you and Mr. Boyd where he says that he's going to microdose some mushrooms, correct? Mm-hmm. And he says that he got from Marley's.
Yes.
What's Marley's?
It could be a person or it could be a shop. I'm not sure.
There's a vape shop named Marley's, correct?
A vape shop, yes, but that doesn't have anything to do with mushrooms.
Okay. Do you know anybody named Marley?
I mean, I know a few people named Marley, actually.
Okay.
We actually went to school with 2 Marleys.
Okay. And so, is that someone that, so when he said Marley's, did you know what he was talking about?
Not instantly, no. Marley's is a vape shop where you go get vape stuff and like other things like that. You don't go there and get mushrooms.
Okay.
Mushrooms are a thing you go and get at the store.
That's my questions, Your Honor.
Ms. Smith, anything? Thank you, ma'am. You must step down. Do you not have you have a short witness, Ms. McGill? I assume
You're aware that Dylan, or that there's been reports that Aiden, has reported that you have physically abused him?
Yes, and he also has done that to his school teachers and stuff. I've had to have meetings with the school saying that the school teachers were beating him with spatulas and all that before too.
Ms. Page, I'm going to pass forward the document.
all right.
Ms. Page, do you recognize this photograph?
I do from court last time.
Okay. Did you take this photograph?
I did not take this photograph.
Do you know where this photograph came from?
This photograph came from photographs that was taken of him, and he ended up going to the doctor. This is 2022. He had to go to the doctor because he had issues with school in kindergarten. In 2022, they put him on Adderall. And the teachers were having issues at Westmead Elementary School, is where you can find that file at. But the teachers were having issues with him self-harming, him throwing desks, him hurting other kids and stuff like that while on that medication. He was not emotionally stable. He had severe anxiety while on that medication and everything at just the age of 6. And he was self-harming. There was times where he was literally chewing the skin off of his own body. There were times where he was trying to stab himself with pencils. He was hitting himself with things.
Hold on. Who took this picture?
I did not take this picture. I do not know who took this picture. It was sent, I've seen this picture before. It was sent to me. I'm guessing either Dylan or Taya had sent it. His sister Taya had sent it. They were the ones living with us at the time, and it was sent to me.
Was this photograph, are you aware that it was on your iPad?
It was on my iPad. Only way it got on my iPad is through Snapchat. Somebody would have to download my Snapchat and pull it off of saved photos.
So someone sent it to you on Snapchat?
No, I did not have, I had it saved underneath those memories through iOS because I had switched phones already.
How did you initially come to have this photograph on your iPad?
Somebody took it from whenever they went on there and drew out photos of me from 2019 that were pornographic videos on there, locked in there to put on my iPad that same day.
You have no idea who took this photograph?
It was either Dylan or Taya. They
And
were the
how do
only
you
ones
know
living there.
when this was then?
Because I can see the carpet in the background and the design, and I know where that place is.
Where is this
The
place?
apartment. It is in his room, around his room, in the apartment in Bellevue, Tennessee, on Hicks Road.
And was he living with you at the time?
He was living with all three of us at the time.
All three, who's all three of you?
Dylan and his sister lived with us as well at the time.
Okay. So you did not take this picture.
I did not take this picture.
Were you aware of these marks on his leg?
I was. I took this photo actually to the doctor. The doctor was also aware of this mark, and they took him off Adderall and put him on Vyvanse
Not my
instantly.
question. Were you aware of these marks on his backside?
I was.
At the
and that's why
time
I
that they were there?
When I got the photo, yes, I became aware.
So before that, you weren't aware of these marks until you saw this photograph?
No, ma'am, I was working 2 jobs.
You were working 2 jobs. How old was Aiden in 2022?
He was 6.
Okay. He was showering by himself?
No, he still technically can shower by himself, but doesn't wash everything. He doesn't do his conditioner or shampoo.